Hello everyone, it's Christine here and I'm back for our stitch along, and we are moving on to loop stitch, and we'll be using silk ribbon, 4mm or whatever you have, to make a flower. And you'll need a coordinating thread to stitch down, as well as a yellow or thread for the center of the flower to put a little French knot in. So I've drawn a little circle that I'm going to work around using my black friction marker. I've also put a tiniest of tiny knot in the end of my silk ribbon because I find that easier just to anchor it in place. Otherwise, I do find that I tend to pull it through. I think generally when you're doing silk ribbon embroidery, you're not meant to actually knot it, but I just find this makes it a bit easier for me. So I've then brought my silk ribbon out. I'm going to flatten it down on the surface with my needle. I'm going to fold it over itself, and then I'm going to anchor it down with my thumb, hold it in place, and then I'll take my ribbon back down into the fabric just to the right of where I came out before. So like that. So we get a nice little petal. Then I'm going to keep holding it. I'm going to go down to the bottom down here, and I'm going to put another stitch in, petal, at a sort of like to make an upside down Y shape. So again, I'll use my needle to help me fold it over, and then I'll take my needle back into the fabric just to the other side of where it is. I'll hold it down while I put the petal in. If I pull it a tiny bit too much, I'll just make it go back out again with you just want to make sure you're not catching on your ribbon. So again, I'm just going to hold them down while I pull my ribbon through. We'll make the bottom of this Y shape. So we'll use our needle to flatten it out and to do our fold. Then put our thumb on it. It's a bit hard with the hoop as well, but that's okay. And then we'll go back into the fabric just to the side of it, holding on to it. So now we've got 3 in, and now we need to do another 2 little stitches up here. So that one will ultimately sit down. So again, I just like to hold on to them as I pull through, just to make sure I'm not going to pull too far. Then yes, let's pop this back into, hold it with our thumb. And again, just wanting to make sure I don't skewer the ribbon. Got a little twist with that one, but I'm not going to get too worried about that, I don't think. We probably can twist it around, potentially get it to sit straight, but I think that will be fine. I'll just pull it a tiny bit further, and then we'll do another petal over here. Again, just holding on to our last petal while we pull through, and then getting our needle and using that to help us ease it into place. Popping back into the fabric, and I think we might have got another little twist there, but it will probably be a-okay. And then I think the book only had 5, but I might do a final one down here because it looks like I've got space for it, so why not? Fold it over itself, hold it. It gets harder when you're here to hold it in place, but I think we'll be able to do that. And then I just need to make sure I'm not skewering another bit of ribbon. There we go. Okay, so that's the ribbon done. So I'm going to then just, I think I'll be able to stitch through and hold my ribbon in place. I'll just leave a short tail and save the rest of that ribbon. And I was using a chenille 22 needle for my ribbon embroidery. That is a helpful needle to have. I've been watching the lovely Jennifer Clouston, and that's the one that she recommends for silk ribbon and metallics as well. So I'm just going to cut myself a bit of this coordinating colour thread. I'm going to thread up my needle. And so then we're going to secure our petals. And so we're going to bring the thread to the front, just slightly, just about like here on the petal, if you can see where I'm sort of showing. And so we're going to secure them so they've got that little loop showing. And we're just going to capture all the layers as we do it. So just going to bring my thread to the front about here. And then put just the tiniest little stitch in place there, and then position the next little petal where I want it. I don't mind where they get that little sort of twistiness in them. I know that's what Jennifer says as well. She doesn't worry if her ribbon gets a twist. So again, I'll just anchor it down with a little stitch. Pop up on this petal, so just popping up just a little bit in from the center, and then making sure that you capture both layers of your ribbon as you anchor it back down, which will just help to hold it in place. And keep working your way around. Oops, just unthreaded my thread. Sometimes easier to just pop up through your fabric first, and then you can come up through your ribbon where you want it. And I think even if you need to do 2 little stitches to hold it in place, that will be fine as well. So I might do one on that side and one on the other side now. Then I'll pop up here. And again, I could probably pop down through the other side of that ribbon there. And then this one, I just want it, I think, to sit a bit more over here. So I might just put another little stitch in. It's just the way this one's twisting a little bit as well. That's better. So there, that's the stitching down. So you just put those little stitches in just to hold the center area, which will just sort of keep them sitting flat and anchored at the center. And then we'll do a French knot in the very middle. So I'll grab a bit of my yellow embroidery floss. I think I'll just use the full width of that. all 6 strands. A little knot in the end. And pop through at the centre, making sure not to capture the ribbon. And then I might do 3 wraps, make a nice big centre. Here we go. It's going to be a bit hard. In fact, I might need to just redo that because I think I'm trying to go through the ribbon, so I might just need to angle it so that I'm not passing through the ribbon. There we go. So it does help to have a look on the back and just see where the ribbon isn't thick if you're having some struggles getting your French knot to go in place. There we go, and I'll then just give the petals a nice little zhuzhing up to finish. Using the non pointy end of the needle is a good idea, just so you don't skewer your fabric. And there we go. That is our loop stitch flower. So hope you have fun doing that. I know some of you are struggling to find silk ribbon. I'm actually going to have a special little giveaway for this crew of stitch-along folks. So keep an eye out for that. I'm just going to get some other supplies that I want to include in the giveaway as well. And I will see you tomorrow for another loop stitch. We're going to be doing a loop stitch daffodil. So stand by for that. Thanks everyone. Bye.